Let's take a look at how to use the Hunter DSP wheel balancing system. This is a very simple machine, and it's not very difficult to use. Pretty much anybody can use it. The most difficult part is actually lifting the tire out. The importance of balancing the tires is so when you drive down the road at a highway speed, they're not going to shake and vibrate. And a good tire that's not shaking and vibrating is going to last a lot longer. This is a procedure you should do every time you put a new or used tire onto a rim that's going to be put onto a vehicle, and when you rotate your tires, because from driving they do get out of balance. So this is something we use on a fairly regular basis here in the shop. Let's see how it works. The first order of business is to turn the machine on. The switch is located on the back of the machine. When we turn on the machine, we wait for it to boot up. Now we're going to move along to our tire that we're going to balance. We need to take a look at our cones right here and take a look to find one that's going to fit in the hole. Obviously not a good fit. Obviously not a fit. There we go. That one fits in there real good. So now let's move on to the next step. Our next step is to put the tire on the machine. This can be a difficult step if you're not very strong, because you got to put it up on here. On closer inspection, it turns out this is the cone that we need, this much larger one here. It fits better. Lift that up. Put that in there. Now we're going to take our large wing nut and we're going to tighten it down. And you can spin the tire and see if it's straight. It should be self-centered. Now that the tire is mounted on the machine, we need to put in some measurements. The first measurement's pretty easy. We lift this up, wait for the beep, slide it out. We want to put it right here. And wait for that beep. Release it, put it back in. Where we put it was right up under here. Not here, not here, but right under that lip of that rim. And that gave us our first valuable piece of information. And you can see it right there, 197. The next one is the width of the rim. How are we going to measure it? Easy. We're going to measure it using these calipers. We're going to put one end right down in that little lip on one side of the tire, right under the lip I should say, and we're going to put it to the corresponding spot on the other side, and we're going to see the distance. In this case it is 6.5, 6.5. We now need to input 6.5 inches as the rim width. We do that by turning this knob. The last one is the diameter of the rim, and that one, as we can see, is 15 inches. If it were a larger or smaller rim, we would turn the knob in the direction of the size that we need. So now let's move on to the actual balancing. As we can see, the rim needs two different size weights, a 0.75 ounce and a 1.25 ounce. This machine can also be set for metric. Now we lower the hood to get the machine started. I got my wheel weights here, a 0.75 for one side and a 1.25 for the next. So what I'm going to do is rotate the tire until my red line on the 0.75 side lines up with that green arrow. Then I'm going to take my weight, I'm going to put it right here at the 12 o'clock position. There's a line on the machine to help you find it. Think 12 o'clock. We're going to line up that weight, and we're going to make sure we're using one for a steel rim, not an aluminum rim. We're going to put it up here like this, and we're going to use the wheel weight hammer to put it in place. Now we got to do the other side. So we rotate the tire until the red line, the solid red line, lines up with the green arrow. Now we're going to put our weight on. We're going to use our 1.25 ounce at the 12 o'clock position, and we're going to put the clip over the top part of the lip of the rim and the big weight part under the lip. We're going to set it in there like that, and we're going to use the wheel weight hammer to tap it in. Sometimes these things can be a little tricky. There we go. In there good and tight. Now that we have the wheel weights on, we're going to lower the hood and see if we actually have things in balance. What we want to see is double zeros on both sides of that scale. And as you can see, zeros all the way across the board. That tire is in balance and ready to go onto a vehicle. Now the tire's in balance and ready to go back onto a car or truck, lift up our hood, remove our large wing nut, remove the comb, remove the tire, we're set. She isn't that hard at all. Anybody can do it. And good luck with your projects at home. Have a great afternoon.